Ohio State. That put all the eyes on the nation on Asia Durden. She has not disappointed. 18 points a game, has led this team to a 20-game win streak at one point of the season. Louisville ready to roll.
Very good from outside the arc as well. 43% in fact on the season. And for Boise State, well, they've got an awfully good three-point shooter as well. And Riley Lupfer, the sophomore from Spokane.
And they come in here riding a 10-game win streak, their first ever regular season Mountain West title in program history. Is this a confident team? Yes. Why? Because of that. Number 21, Riley Lupfer. She makes a lot of threes, so don't take your eyes off of her. And Boise State in general, they make a lot of threes. The most of all four of these teams here in Louisville this weekend.
Beth Mullins along with Nell Fortner here at the KFC Young Center in Louisville. We are in the Lexington region. And just going to toss that out here, Nell. It's 20 years ago that Harvard as a 16 seed stunned Stanford as a 1 seed. The only time in the history of the women's tournament that a 1 has beaten a 16. Can Boise State find similar magic? This is Asia Durr, number 25 in white, off the bounce. And the baseline fade for 2.
Well, that's got to feel good for Asia Durr. Really struggled in the ACC tournament in those 3 wins to win the title. But coming off the bounce right there with the finish, good start for Louisville.
Boise State tries to respond to miss 3, and then the putback by Marta Ermita, the junior from Spain, our Capital One starting lineups. You know about Lupfer, the shooter. Shaw and Coleman at 6'1 and 6'2, their size along the front line. Asia Durr, this year's ACC Player of the Year. Maisha Hines was the ACC Player of the Year 2 years ago, and it's the first time in ACC history that you've got 2 Players of the Year on the same team, on the same court at the same time.
Just the experience on this team is in Louisville's favor for sure. Going against a tough Boise State man defense right now, and you see the difference in just the size of the athletes on the floor. But Boise State, again, very confident coming off a successful Mountain West season.
23-9 on the season, and Hines Allen drives the foot and travels. For Louisville, 32-2, the best regular season in school history. Jeff Walz trying to get the Cardinals back to the Final Four for a 3rd time. Twice they have played for the national championship, twice beaten by Connecticut.
This is a tough Louisville defensive team. Their man defense, they can pressure you hard. Full court, half court. They'll switch it up a little bit, zone you.
On the field of 16, those are the types of shots you got to make. The missed layup by Shaw. 1 and done on that trip for Louisville. Broncos will counter. Ermita, that won't go.
Yeah, those wide open threes for Boise State, they need to knock those down when they get them, because they're not going to get a lot of wide open looks.
Durr. Pass inside to Sam Fury. It may be now the other 3 Cardinals that will take them as far as they can go in this tournament. All 3 of the others have been playing well of late.
That's a really good point, because out of the starting lineup for Louisville, 4 of them made all tournament in that ACC tournament, but not Asia Durr.
Yeah. Here's a look at Gordy Presnell, now in his 13th season. He had to replace his top 2 players from a year ago, and yet back-to-back Mountain West champs. He's the winningest coach in school history. Last year, they were in the tournament as a 13 seed and lost in the first round to UCLA. In fact, they have never won an NCAA tournament game.
And you see right there, Boise State switching up their defenses already early in this game. That was a 2-3 zone, and just makes Louisville stop and have to think about offensively, what do they want to run and how do they want to attack it. Oh, too many missed bunnies right here for Boise State. You've got to take advantage of those easy baskets.
They are under 20% shooting early on, stripped away from Durr. Louisville will keep it.
You just feel the confidence coming off of the Boise State team right here. But nice strip defensively right there. Louisville gets the gets the ball back. But I feel no fear in Boise State right now.
And Gordy Presnell told us yesterday, any of these lower seeded teams, you've got to get off to a good start in the first 5 minutes or so and keep it close. Jones, no good off the bounce. Brady Hodgins, her pull up off the mark.
You see all the missed opportunities in transition by Boise State. They've had wide open looks, whether it's a layup, a three, or that 15-foot pull-up, but they're not knocking them down.
They may be dealing with a case of the nerves, playing in an environment like this, a big arena. Their only other Power 5 opponents this season, they beat Washington and lost to Washington State, so a bit of a new environment for them here. And the charge is called on Jasmine Jones.
Just a really nice job by Boise State's defense. They are not backing down. They're really doing an excellent job of keeping themselves in front of the ball, not allowing Louisville a lot of good uncontested looks.
Sam Furing will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, and this is where Louisville really has a really big advantage over Boise State, is with their inside game. Just the sheer size of Sam Furing and Maisha Hines-Allen. That ball's got to get inside, and Jeff Walls talked to us about that yesterday. They want to take advantage of pounding it inside early to try to really put that pressure on Boise State's defense.
Long rebound comes out to Lukeford. Coleman, one of the heroes of their Mountain West Championship game with her buzzer beater. And they have started out poorly here, just 12% shooting. They're 1 for 9.
And they're good looks. It's not like they're taking bad shots. They're just not knocking them down.
And yet they're still only down 3.
Yeah, and it's amazing because right now there's a turnover by Louisville, goes off the hands of Maisha Hines-Allen, but Boise State not being able to really take advantage of Louisville's miscues.
See if the Broncos can get something here, and the foul on the drive. They scored on their first possession, nothing in their last 8, but a foul here on Sam Furing. And a couple of free throws coming up for Brady Hodgins, a 75% shooter, the sophomore from Pasco, Washington. Coached by her father, Mike, playing club ball. Her mom, Karen, is in the Washington Hall of Fame, where she played some hoops.
And that's what you see a lot of now. Kids whose parents, whose moms played intercollegiate basketball, volleyball, whatever sport, but so many more since Title IX. So many more parents now, mothers, were athletes. So they pass it on.
Ellie Warner will check into the lineup for Boise State. They'll throw on a little full court pressure here.
Well, I know Jeff Walls a little bit frustrated right now with his team offensively, not being able to score as much as they need to at this point in time in the game. They have some distinct advantages that they're not able to take advantage of.
So Boise State survives the first 5 minutes. They are hanging around, and scoring inside is Bianca Dunham.
Dunham, a player off of Louisville's bench, brings a physicality to them that obviously Jeff Walls thought they needed by replacing Maisha Hines-Allen.
Shot clock's under 10. Pull up, and Ermita knocks it down.
I mean, that's the toughest shot that they've taken all day, and she nails it.
Good feed, Furing to Dunham. First player beat everybody up the floor. 9 9-6 Louisville here in the first.
Well, this is what Boise State has to score when they have those opportunities. And on the right here, Armida off the bounce. That's the toughest shot Boise State's taken all day, and she knocks it down. You got to be happy about that. But running the floor, that's one of Louisville's best things that they do with their bigs.
Mountain West championship for the second year in a row, and here they are on Louisville's home court, playing the #1 seed, looking for the first tournament win in school history.
Yeah, you win a game like that, that's a huge confidence builder. Last second putback shot, that's some fun stuff.
They are hanging around despite just 2 for 10 from the floor. And in fact, Marta Ermida is the only Bronco with a basket so far. She's got them both.
And Luke for only 1 shot attempt for her, so that's surprising right there. You know she's going to get the ball and start heating up at some point.
Jeff Walsh has already gone to his bench to bring in 3 subs. He's been frustrated with the starters' energy here early on for Louisville. Off the bounce, and the lay-in is good. Ellie Warner.
Ooh, nice job by Warner, taking it right to the hole. Going against a much taller Shook inside for Louisville.
Erica Carter. Shook will try from the corner, and Kylie knocks it down.
How about the 6'4" Kylie Shook from behind the arc?
Shook and Dunham have been the sparks off the bench for Louisville, and back-to-back turnovers now for Boise. But you can catch the Louisville men's team in a second-round NIT matchup against Middle Tennessee. That will be right here in this building on Sunday night at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. You can visit NCAA.com. It's the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Underway on opening day here, the NCAA Women's Championship. First round coverage here from Louisville. The alley-oop and the nice cut to the rim by Jasmine Jones.
What a beautiful play. They ran that same play against Notre Dame and scored on it after they had just learned it like in one day. So that play against that zone, they've seen that zone many times before against Notre Dame. They've got plays to attack it, but this is a gorgeous play right here, and it is a definite set play. You're going to reverse the ball, come back against the grain, and screen the backside of the zone for the easy alley-oop for Jasmine Jones.
And now the defense forces the turnover. That's 3 possessions in a row for Boise.
You know, the real good thing for Louisville is they can play against a man effectively. They can play against this zone that Boise State's throwing at them because of Notre Dame.
Shook back-to-back threes.
Yeah, play inside. No, coach. I know I'm 6'4", but I'm moving out here to the 3. An 8-0 Louisville run.
Shaw. And it's rebounded by Shook. About 10 points off the bench right now for Louisville, led by Shook and Dunham.
And that's what you want, especially in the NCAA tournament. You've got to have all players ready to contribute when they go on the floor, and energy is one of the best things a bench player can bring to the floor.
And Carter in trouble in the corner, looking for some help. Jones gets her some and gets rewarded for it. Timeout, Boise.
And it had to happen. Gordy Presnell had to call that timeout. Louisville really heating up right now. Not only the energy from the bench, but the scoring from the bench. Erica Carter, beautiful assist to Jones on that one.
It's a 10-0 run for Louisville.
You know, Boise State had Erica Carter in trouble, deep in the corner, buried right there. But what happens? You have to continue to deny everywhere. Great play by Jasmine Jones with the hard cut to the basket and the feed by Carter. And those are the little things that Louisville probably does so much better than most teams that they play. They assist on most of their field goals.
How about 7 assists on 8 buckets And Jeff Walls not afraid to pull the trigger and say, all right, starters, if you're not going to deliver for us, let's find somebody who will. And a credit to these reserves from Louisville. They are ready to go today. For the ACC champs, a couple of weeks ago, they beat Notre Dame in the tournament final. It was the first postseason trophy for Louisville in 25 years, back from their days in the Metro Conference.
You know, and what it was interesting to see, just a 2-point win over Notre Dame in the ACC finals after they just destroyed Notre Dame here in the regular season at Louisville.
Shaw to kick out Armida. She's got her third bucket of the day. Final minute here of the first quarter. And our first round matchup featuring the #1 seed Louisville Cardinals, trying to stay in state and advance to the Lexington region for the Sweet 16 next weekend.
I like the changing defenses by Boise State. Even though they're going to score right here, Louisville does, but it took them a long time to figure out where they were going to get an open look from. The sheer size of Louisville right now really taking advantage of Boise State.
Kylie Shook averages 5 points per game. Here in the first quarter, she hasn't missed yet. She's already got 8. And listen to the roar from the home crowd for the reserves as they catch a break.
You know what that does, Beth? It wakes up those 2 starters that had to sit on the bench and watch that happen. So we'll see how Maisha Hines-Allen and Sam Furing come back out and play.
Dana Evans whistled for the foul. Boise State can take the final shot of the quarter here. Try and cut into a double-digit deficit. The step back, Hodgins, no. It was close for a bit, and then the Louisville bench checked in. 12 points from the reserves, and a 10-point lead through 1. Louisville Cardinals, top seed in the Lexington region, getting a big boost. Now Fortner from their bench.
Yeah, 5 for 5 between Shook and Dunham right here, the bigs. But how about Shook stepping outside of that 3-point line? She likes it out there. Hey, coach, nobody's on me right there. But she can also post you up strong at 6'4". She's got the ability to seal hard and score. But those 2 right there, that's right, you're looking at them. They came in and really energized this Louisville team.
Let's see if they've energized Durr and Hines-Allen. Maisha did not attempt a shot in that first quarter. Asia Durr was 1 for 3. You know, as a coach, sometimes you send that, nothing like the bench to wake you up, right, and get your attention.
The bench is a great motivator. So when you're sitting there, especially when the people who came in for you are outperforming you, yes, it'll really catch your attention quick. Really surprised Riley Luke for only 1-2 shot attempts. She got her last one blocked. Having a hard time finding any kind of space to get her shot off.
She's made 123s this year. And she's been quiet early. In fact, Marta Ermita is 3 for 4. The rest of the team is 2 for 12. As Shaylin Shaw hits. The senior from Reno now playing in her 3rd NCAA tournament. That's a first in Bronco history. And one of their all-time greats. Shea with over 1,000 points, 800 rebounds, and 200 assists. No Bronco has ever done that before. Number 2 in blue. Here she is with the ball, and the skip pass to Lutford. Ermita off the mark.
Again, Lutford, the ball runs through her, but she's unable to get any kind of a clean look to get a shot up.
3-ball won't go from Sydney Zambrata, another player off the Louisville bench. Second chance, Coleman swatted by Furing. Put Division I Men's Basketball Championship first round continues today on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For matchups and game times, go to NCAA.com. See if anybody can match what Buffalo did to Arizona yesterday.
How about what everybody did to the Pac-12?
Ouch. Upstate New York, in fact, took the Pac-12 out this week. Another second chance here on a long rebound.
Really, the only offensive rebounds had today are by Boise State. That's their fourth one. They're just not able to turn them into points right now.
Lukeford off the bounce. Missed on that shot, and Hines Allen finally comes out with it. Here's Asia Durr. Off the spin, spinning back and turns it over.
Yeah, just a forced shot right there by Asia Durr.
Lukeford gets an open look and doesn't hit it.
Look at the hustle by Boise State. Just really out-hustling Louisville on their offensive end, getting those second chance opportunities, but not able to make Louisville pay for it.
They are just 2 of 12 from outside the arc. Shaw will try in the paint, off the ball fake, and a foul on Durr. That'll be the first on Asia. And her frustrations continue now on the offensive end. And I know for Cardinals fans, they are looking for Asia to bounce back. She really struggled in the ACC tournament. Shot just 28% from the field. Even worse than that from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and what happens to a great scorer like Asia is, when your first ones aren't dropping, then you start forcing shots, taking ill-advised shots, and just like the one we saw in transition last time down the floor for her. So those things start multiplying. All of a sudden, you're looking at 2 of 15 before you know it. So, you know, you've got to go outside of yourself a little bit and just think about, okay, let me set up my teammates right here.
Asia has started out 1 for 4 so far today. Hines Allen with her first shot attempt of the afternoon.
You know, Hines Allen doesn't have a height advantage over Boise State. She has a girth advantage over Boise State, so she really has to use that to her advantage and getting better position.
Aisha, the 6'2" senior out of Montclair, New Jersey, averaging 14 points, 9 rebounds per game. She is starting her 128th career game today at Louisville. And will have a chance if they get deep into the tournament to score her 2,000th career point. Durr now 1 for 5. Hines Allen, second chance, now a third chance. And a trip to the free throw line. And Maisha trying to contain her frustrations a little bit. And there's an injured Bronco down on the play.
Well, they called the offensive foul on Hines Allen.
On Maisha.
Yeah, just the strong offensive rebound, but then went right into the Boise State player right there. She took a hard hit with that one.
The injured Bronco is Shaylin Shaw, the senior from Reno.
And this is the player with the most NCAA tournament experience on this team. She's played in 3 of them. But that was a hard hit right there. Not anything intentional about the hit. It was just a hard basketball play.
Shaw's number 2 in blue. Oh, she actually was hurt there by the collision with Furing and got her neck caught underneath. And the foul on Hines Allen was called right after that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that play. That happened before the foul ever happened.
So Shaw is out getting some attention on the bench. Shaylin, the senior who grew up playing ball with her good friend Gabby Williams, the UConn Huskies out in Nevada. Trying to fight through it right now to get back out there with her teammates.
Well, you know she's going to do all she can to get herself back out there, being a senior on this team and her last time to play in this tournament. Her versatility, you know, she helps them in the press, bringing the ball down when there's too much ball pressure.
Durr's got it.
Boise State doing a really good job getting back and not allowing many transition offensive points for Louisville, because they like to push and run and really create an up-tempo game.
Erica Carter looking for three. They have done a great job now of taking Hines Allen and Durr out of it offensively. Those two have only combined for 2 points. Now, Hines Allen does have 9 rebounds so far. So with that in mind, again, Jeff Ross is going to go to his bench. And here come the two stars of that first quarter for Louisville, and Kylie Shook and Bianca Dunham, who combined for a dozen points.
Yeah, and why not? They have proven that they can play in this game, that they are very capable of attacking this Boise State defense. Boise State not quite sure how to play them, really. You prepare so hard for the two starters that you forget about what's coming off the bench.
Those two haven't missed, by the way. They're 5 for 5. Durr. Nice dish inside. Dunham and one.
That was not an easy finish. She gets fouled on the arm, but you got to have some strength and some focus to finish this shot right here. She's going to get herself to the line for the and one. A really nice focus and to finish the shot. A lot of players just give up on the shot after the foul. Really nice follow through by Dunham.
Your law firm of Shook and Dunham holding court now. They got 15 points. 6 for 6. And look at Dunham running the floor.
But you see Boise State right there with her. They've done a tremendous job with their transition defense, taking away that part of Louisville's game.
Off the turnover, Louisville with a 24-15.
They just made another one. They're 5 for 5, and this is what the DePaul team wants to do. We talked about them leading the nation at 12 made threes a game, and then that opens up their interior so they can get drives. We just saw Tanita Allen going to the basket. And then when you take a look at what's going on in the Maryland-Princeton game, the speed and quickness of the Maryland defense has posed problems for Princeton so far. Princeton's turned the ball over. They're shooting 50%, but only 6 field goal attempts so far in this first quarter.
And Coach, we see Oregon State really pulling it away. They've led it by as many as 14 in their matchup with Western Kentucky.
Yeah, this is vintage Oregon State. They dictate the tempo of the basketball game by playing good defense. Typically hold teams to 35% from the floor. Then on offense, they execute. It's been fun watching them execute in the half court and score the basketball.
Marie Gulich already 8 points on the game for Oregon State, shooting 2 for 3. She's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. And right now the Beavers shooting at 56% from the field. Impressive for the Beavers. Let's get it back to Louisville and check in on the ACC Player of the Year with Beck Mowens and Nell Fortner.
Louisville, Kentucky, 24-15. Louisville, the #1 seed here in the Lexington region, holding Boise State to just 5 of 26 from the floor. It has been a quiet day so far for Durr and Hines Allen. In fact, just 2 points combined. Louisville saved right now by their bigs off the bench.
Well, good news for Boise State is Shaylin Shaw back on the floor after the hit she took just a little while back.
Here she is, number 2 in blue, returning from the injury earlier. Ermita, that's short. She has 3 of their 5 baskets. Their star shooter, Riley Lupfer, has not knocked down a triple. She's got 120 of them on the season.
But this Boise State defense, you've got to take your hat off to this, because they're mixing up their defenses from zone to man to trapping. Louisville not getting any rhythm in the half court offensively.
Pass picked off. Louisville trying to push. The fast break really has been non-existent until right there. Turner gets the roll.
And that's what Louisville likes to do. You want to push the tempo, attack the rim right there, and force Boise State to guard you. And Asia Dirt off the bounce, pretty hard to stop.
Anita relocates. There with the board, and she's going to push again. Dunham. That's her first miss today.
And she runs the floor so well. Just got behind the backboard on that one.
Second chance opportunity here, and it goes. Joyce Harrell. Timeout, Jeff Walls.
This is a Boise State team that will not go away. And you just get the feeling, don't you, Beth, that they can just knock down 1 or 2 of these open looks that they're getting. That this game becomes pretty close.
Coming up on the Northwestern Mutual halftime report, we'll get you caught up on the other games going on. Oregon State, Marie Gulich taking on Western Kentucky. Michelle Hurd, the coach for the Toppers, the former assistant here at Louisville. Should be a high-scoring one to Paul in Oklahoma. Maryland, Princeton. Courtney Bennett's got the Princeton Tigers back in the tournament as a 12 seed. They are led by Bella Allery, the daughter of former Duke star Mark Allery. Jeff Walls now. Look at he's moved out of his chair. He's got the stool there on the court. So far though, this quarter his team is just 2 for 10. And look at the struggles for Duran Hines Allen.
And that'll change the way you play right off the bat. But there's that same play again. They ran it in the first quarter, scored exactly the same way against this Boise State zone, just coming back against the grain with the alley-oop.
Good call out of the timeout there. Shaw will pull up and draw the foul.
This is the same play they ran in the first quarter, scored against it. The exact same play. And they get the alley-oop over the top to Jasmine Jones. What an athlete she is, because she's going to get up there and go chase that ball and find it. Look, that's a blind pass, Beth. Carter is throwing it to a spot at the rim. And Jones has to get there in time to get it in the air and score. Perfect timing for Louisville.
Carter now with 6 assists, by the way. And she'll check out. Durr will come on.
That's a player that really is so important to what Louisville has done this year, because her game has progressed at a very high level. Not only assist, but her three-point shooting gives them an extra score from behind the arc to go along with Asia Durr.
She's at 40%, in fact, on the season. Approaching the final minute of this first half. Durr, nice pass. Working off the dribble to create something for her teammates.
Did you see how many blue jerseys she attracted? That was 3. And then
there's Lupfer with her first triple.
That had to have felt good right there for Lupfer. She's going to come down and want to shoot it a few more times before they go into the half.
Shook lost it. I'm going to say Boise touched it last. Struggles for Louisville in the second quarter, but yet here they are taking the double-digit lead.
Just the sheer size advantage by Shook right there. Gets her that easy basket on the inbounds play.
Boise turns it over. 2-second difference now. Shot and game clock. Nice chance there. Led by as many as 11 here in the first half. And Bruce going to let that clock roll down.
She's going to come off the screen right here in this horn set. See if she can get herself to the basket or kick it for an open three.
Evans short. And a foul on the rebound. Shook got shoved. With 4.9 to go in the half.
Nice drive by Evans right there. A player that's going to be important in Louisville's future. Just a freshman, made that ACC All-Frosh team. But her development, you know, through this next season, coming into her sophomore year, very important.
Dunham takes the inbound and missed it. And Boise State will not get a shot up. 10-point lead for Louisville as they take that to the locker room. Kylie Shook 10 points off the bench and a perfect 4 for 4. Now let's get you to Maria Taylor in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Beth. It's time for your Northwestern Mutual halftime report. Welcome inside the studio. We've been watching 4 games total, right? Maria Taylor, Rebecca Lobo, and Andy Landers. It's too early for me not to know how many games we're watching. Coach, let's start with Louisville. Maisha Hines-Allen, she has not scored yet for the Cardinals. And Asia Durr has, 4 points now, but they've had a lot of great play from their bench. So
the big 3 from Louisville's only scored 9 points in the first half, and what we're accustomed to seeing is Asia Durr having 9. And on some occasions, Hines-Allen having 9 as well. So it has been the bench that has come on and scored 15 points that's kept Louisville in the position that they're in. I think the thing that has probably affected Louisville as much as anything else has been the turnovers. 9 turnovers in one half, a little bit much, especially when you've played against as much zone as they have in this first half.
Boise State only shooting 23% so far in this first half. And we'll go back to Louisville. I mean, we've talked about this a lot recently, and it started in the ACC tournament, how important it is for other players to be able to score when Asia Durr is having a quiet shooting night. It makes them so much more difficult to defend because you always have to have a player and a half near Asia Durr. And when that happens, for her teammates to be able to step up, whether they're starters or coming in off the bench like Shook and Dunham have done so far today, gosh, this is a good start for Louisville in the tournament.
How about Shook? She only averages 4 points per game. She already has 10 so far in the first half. And Dunham, same thing, averages 4 points per game, and she already has 7. So both of those individuals have stepped up.
Now, how did I know you guys were going to want to talk about Shook? The big comes off the bench and drops a 3, and you all go crazy.
That's what we do.
The leading scorer in the nation. It's not some love.
Yeah, of course we're gonna give it up for her. Well, we also had 3 more games in action, and so far the Beavers of Oregon State taking on the Hilltoppers and looking good in transition. Pivot for the driving layup put OSU up 6-2, and then later on, Kat Tudor setting up for 3.
No, you can't leave Kat Tudor open. This is 42% from three-point range. That's among the best in the country, and her range extends far beyond that line on the floor.
Yeah, you saw her. There she goes again. And then pivot. She's going to get the board and just dribble it out, shoot it herself, knock down the 3. Very impressive are the Oregon State
Women's Championship presented by Capital One. Opening day underway. First round coverage in the top seed in the Lexington region. Playing at home here in Louisville, and they've got the 10-point lead as we get set to start the second half. Louisville, the #1 seed for the very first time in their school history. They will try and close out Boise State here, and the winner will face the winner of either Marquette or Dayton. Our 8-9 matchup is the second game coming up. Beth Mullins, along with Nell Fortner, was a cold shooting first half for Boise State, but yet here they are right in it. And really, Louisville got to thank their bench for taking care of business.
Outstanding performance by Louisville's bench. I mean, Shook and Dunham came in and provided energy, scoring, defense, you named it. How about some three-point shooting by the 6'4" Shook inside? But she can score inside, too. She can post somebody up. But right now, they are the ones that have provided Louisville the punch that has been needed to slow down this Boise State team. And look, give Boise State's defense credit because they are really throwing a few things at Louisville that's kind of messing them up on the offensive end. But we'll see what happens in this third half, what Maisha Hines-Allen has up her sleeve.
In this third quarter, Hines-Allen had 9 rebounds, but did not have a point. And Asia Durr, 4 points on just 2 of 7 shooting.
You've got to give Hines-Allen a lot of credit for those rebounds because she could have shut it down, but she continued to play hard on that end of the floor.
Erica Carter able to roll one around. Riley Luke for number 21 has been the star for Boise State throughout the season, but Louisville has kept her quiet. And here they are on the run. Hines-Allen had it blocked out of bounds.
You see Hines-Allen being the first Louisville player down the floor. She sees the turnover and she takes off, and that's what Louisville really does so well. They've got post players who can run right down the middle of the floor to the rim.
And there's Maisha's first basket of the day.
That's got to feel good for her just to see it go through the hole right there. And maybe open it up for her a little bit more during this third quarter.
Shaw. Ermita stripped by Asia Durr, and now Louisville's got numbers. Carter back to Durr. Asia flips it up and one.
Points off turnovers for Louisville. You don't need live ball turnovers against the Cardinal because they're going to make you pay for them. Really tough finish by Asia Durr, but look at the steal, just strips it right out of Boise State's hands and then gets the ball up the floor quick and finishes. What kind of finish was that? We need to name it. Kind of
little Durr flip.
Yeah. But this is where Louisville has really thrived this year, turning people over, making them pay with points off of turnovers.
Louisville scores the first 7 points of this third quarter, and they have busted this thing open, trying to shake the 16 seed.
You see the full court press right here, trying to, again, create some turnovers, create that pressure, make Boise State take quick shots.
And down on that trip, and missed by Ermita. Her 7 points led the way in the first half for the Broncos. Carter, wide open down the lane, and a 9-0 run to start the second half has them on their feet here at the Yum Center.
Well, this is just a great play for Louisville because Asia Durr had to make a decision. She does not force the shot. Boy, she shakes and bakes, though. With that, she can still make a huge difference on the floor because she is so focused on by the opposition defensively. Well, she's creating some good opportunities for her teammates.
7 points, a couple of assists, a couple rebounds, and Jasmine Jones a little too anxious going for that ball.
We know she had the right idea, but she did not rotate into the passing lane for the steal. She rotated to on top of the offensive player.
Boise State just 1 shot so far in this third quarter, while Louisville is 4 of 5. They've scored the first 9 points of this third quarter.
You know what that is? That's the beauty of halftime.
That's some paint peeling off the walls in Jeff Wall's locker room. Is that, well, the insinuation, Mel Fortner?
I'm sure there was some good, strong conversation, but it's just a time to refocus and just calm down, refocus. Let's talk about what we need to do. It's not always a yelling match. It can just be let's talk about what needs to happen. Let me help you as a coach.
Some salty language at least? Well, can you give us that?
There might be. You want that, I can tell.
Well, the defense from Louisville right now is awfully good, and Ermita pops one up and in.
Well, that's a pretty shot by Ermita. I like her offensive game. She's a very confident offensive player.
Shaylin Shaw is really the only senior in their rotation. They're going to have everybody back next year. For Gordy Presnell. Skip to Durr. Jones threads the needle to Fury in the corner. SportsCenter's coming up later tonight after the NCAA Wrestling Championships on ESPN. John Anderson and Kenny Mayne. We'll check out the Clippers-Thunder matchup. Also a recap of Tigers Day at Bay Hill. And some Friday highlights from March Madness, all on ESPN, 10:30 Eastern. Perhaps a highlight or two from the women's games still to come today. Tennessee in our next window. Then later on, #1 seed Notre Dame, the Oregon Ducks, the Baylor Lady Bears, as well as the defending champs, South Carolina, also in action coming up later today. First round coverage on your TV and on all of your apps. And that pass goes to the head coach on the sideline. And another turnover for Boise.
Yeah, really nice team defense by Louisville right there. Good help with a hard hedge on the on-ball screen, then help side by Sam Fury and stop the drive. Nice communication.
Durr. Got to muscle that one up. Hodgins. Shaw in the trail. It's been hard for them to try and break down Louisville off the bounce today.
It's a really good team defense. They're moving their feet well, keeping the ball in front of them, so they're having Boise State having to score from 15 feet and beyond.
Shot clock is down to 5. They almost turned it over again. Hodgson. Tough shot around Durr.
You see Sam Fury just cleaning things up defensively for Louisville. She's that blue-collar worker inside. Just doesn't let a lot happen around the paint, around the rim.
Hines Allen. Passed up 1 2-footer. Wasn't going to do that again. Tracked down the rebound and stuck it back up and in.
She's, I'm sure, anxious to get into the score column. It's been kind of hard for her to get there today. That's just 4 points for Hines Allen.
She initially kicked it back out to Asia Durr, and there was a collective gasp from the faithful here in Louisville. They couldn't believe she passed up the bunny.
But she's been challenged, though. You've got the size. Shaylin Shaw has some size on her. Contesting shots. It's been hard to get over.
Here comes Durr. This is where she's at her best in the open court.
How about the strength of the freshman right there? That was a hard hit she took defensively. We've seen Louisville finish some hard hits and get the end one. But Wright's this one. Boy, she takes it. But again, that focusing on the finish. Don't give up on the play.
Evans at the line, 81% for the freshman from Gary, Indiana.
You know what she has to go against every day in practice, going against Erica Carter. Just the experience she's getting as a freshman in that regard.
Will that be the easy bucket that gets her going? Doing it with her defense.
That's rotating into a passing lane, Mullins, right there. That's what it'll get you, the steal on the other end.
And they're going to call an offensive foul on the Broncos.
Well, the momentum has definitely shifted heavily for Louisville in the second half. And it all started coming out of that halftime locker room. They haven't looked back.
Friday happy hour maybe starting a little early in the Ville this afternoon. Now up 50-24.
Oh, you had the elevator screen right there, and that's the trouble you get into with an elevator screen. You shut those doors too early, and you get a moving screen. Louisville called for the foul.
Boise gets the bucket, Shaw, and then the quick turnover.
Liberty stands with you.
The champs of the Atlantic Coast Conference, and for the first time in school history, a #1 seed, and they are playing like it here in the third quarter, outscoring Boise State 18-4 since the break. To bust this one wide open. That Moans along with Nell Fortner here at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. The winner will face the winner of our second game here, Marquette and Dayton, in the 8-9 game. The winner of that one will just head across the state to Lexington for the regional next weekend.
Yeah, that's only about 40 miles down the road, isn't it? So
Down the Bourbon Trail, right?
there's going to be a lot of red in the stands if Louisville's there.
Kylie Shook foul down on the low block. Here's what has transpired since Jeff Walz and his coaching staff had a little chit-chat. 18-4 is the run. They're shooting 70%, and they have really ratcheted it up with the defense as well.
Well, the defense is really most impressive, and Boise State being forced to run their offense. They can't even make an entry pass. They're running their offense about 10 feet outside that three-point line, so they're forced to take shots that aren't very high percentage right now. So that's a big struggle, a big problem for the Broncos.
And that defense has held Boise to just 24% shooting. They only have 9 buckets so far in the game. Riley Lupford, their star from outside the arc, just 1 of 5 so far. For the champs of the Mountain West, have had to overcome a lot just to get to this point, and certainly a lot for the Broncos to be proud of after they replaced their top 2 players from a year ago and had to overcome a lot of injuries. And on the other side, Jeff Walz continues to remind Asia Durr, hey, we know you're not scoring right now for us, but that's all right. Do some of the other stuff, and she's been doing that.
Yeah, it's also a reminder, hey, remember, you're ACC Player of the Year. You're really good. You're one of the top 5 players in the country.
Free ball. Evans.
There it is, just a ball tried to save it on their end, and Louisville takes advantage of it with the full court layup. Just everything, all the intensity of Louisville, totally different coming out of that halftime, and they're being able to maintain it throughout this third quarter.
Shot clock's down to 5. Here comes Jazz Jones again. Evans. His foul is on the pass, so we got the Louisville winning here in the NCAA tournament. How about the Louisville men in second round NIT matchup against Middle Tennessee here Sunday night, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. Don't forget to visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Keep you up to date on all the scores from around the men's and women's tournaments today. Trying to work inside and using the window is Marta Ermita. Excuse me, that was Riley Lupford getting inside with the duck under. Nice pick and roll, Kylie Shook.
That was a really beautiful play. Zambrata finds Shook wide open on that roll. And those are just heads-up plays by perimeter players. You've got to be able to read defense. You've got to know how to deliver the pass. There was no mistaking that Shook was going to catch that and lay it up. And again, we see bench players coming off for Louisville making plays. Zambrata coming in. I mean, he's got a nice rotation going right now. Jeff Walz does at Louisville. You know, their first ACC championship, Beth, and that's got to feel good. You know, not only your first ACC regular season title, your first ACC tournament title, someone's finally unseated Notre Dame's dominance of this league since they've been in it.
You go back now even to their days in the Big East. So here's a Louisville program that twice has played for the national championship under Jeff Walz, but had never won their league. You're playing behind UConn for years and years and years. And then you follow Notre Dame to the ACC, and you're stuck behind the Irish, who win 4 in a row to start out their Atlantic Coast Conference tournament resumes, and now Louisville finally gets the breakthrough this season, beating the Irish in the ACC championship game. They tied for the regular season crown, and Asia Durr was your ACC Player of the Year. The floater from Dana Evans is good.
Well, Dana Evans is going to be a good one. This is just a freshman. She's playing behind Erica Carter, but she's getting a lot of good minutes on the floor right now. She has the ability to pressure the ball defensively. She can finish nice floaters inside. But I like her and Erica Carter on the floor at the same time. That's a lot of defensive pressure on these Boise State guards.
That's the third foul now on Evans. Brady Hashins, who started in the semifinal win in that Mountain West Conference tournament with 25 points in their win over Colorado State. Started out the season 5-5, but then rallied and finished out the year 18-4. And that's going to be a travel.
You know, Boise State suffered so many early season injuries that it took them a while to get their team chemistry. I totally understand that, because when you start, pieces start coming in and out, it's hard to get any kind of rhythm, that continuity offensively and trust between teammates. But when they figured it out, they've gone on a strong run.
This one will fall. Well, 4 games going on right now. The start of first round play, and all of the higher seeds are in front. Oregon State over Western Kentucky. Maryland beating Princeton. DePaul up double digits on Oklahoma. The other games going on right now. It's a great day for multiple TVs and multiple ESPN apps working all together.
You have 2 TVs, couple computers up. You can watch everything.
We've already gotten a whiff of the popcorn they've got here at the Young Center, and we are anxiously awaiting a free moment in between games.
I'm heading right up there.
Bianca Dunham, 64% this year at the line. It was Dunham and Kylie Shook who got it going. Oh, Director Mike Roy, you had
to do it.
Punish us, didn't you? Oh, that looks good. So, this is a little break from school possibly today, too, right?
But this crowd is
day game in the Ville.
This crowd is really good for a noontime game on a Friday afternoon.
I'll tell you what Jeff Walls and this whole athletic department has been able to do for women's basketball here at Louisville. This is one of the best places in the country, attendance-wise. Got everything they need to be successful year in and year out, and that's what they've been doing.
Well, he's such a likable guy. If you have a conversation, if you meet Jeff Walls, you're going to like him. He's funny. He's conversational. He's just he's got great energy.
They've gotten a little sloppy here after looking so strong early in this quarter.
It's hard to keep a team's focus when you get up 30 and you're trying to get them to continue to play as hard as they did to get that lead. Right now, this third quarter about to end right now. Can get them to the bench and get them refocused.
Stephanie Norman, Sam Purcell, Samantha Williams, the assistant coaches. They added Beth Burns this year. That's a solid group. The bump will be called on Zambrata.
Yeah, that is a solid group. And they've been here quite a while. Beth Burns just joined them this year as in a consultant role. But she's had many years. Sam Purcell right there. I worked with him at Auburn, and Samantha Williams played at Auburn. So he's got a really strong staff. They recruit so well all over the country. It's not just in this region. They go coast to coast, California to the East Coast. And I think you have to be able to do that. If you're going to compete nationally, you have to be able to draw athletes away from your region, some really good ones to come to your team to compete for national championships.
And what a job by that bench so far today. 29 points. The heave. Carter. They're going to get it up in time, and Hines missed the layup. But a foul called underneath, or did somebody know they stepped out of bounds? Headed to the fourth quarter in Louisville.